Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all well. My name's Tom. We're going over the iPECS2Teams integration license today. Should be a nice, short and sweet one. Shouldn't take any more than kind of 10, 15, 20 minutes tops with questions. If you do have any as we go along, there is a questions box that you should have on your toolbar on the right-hand side. Feel free to leave them. I'll try and get to them as we go along. If not, I'll take them away. If there's anything I can't answer, I'll take them away and come back to you at a later date. These slides I can make available. There's only kind of 3 or 4 with the basic information that we need. So if you do need them, please let me know as well. So I'll leave my details at the end. Okay. So what is iPECS2Teams? So as we know, obviously, even recently, lockdown is still a thing, and the requirement for obviously collaboration, even Windows or more so Windows-based collaboration, is its highest as it's ever been. So we have a venue into the Microsoft Teams environment, which is becoming obviously more and more required with the phone system. This is for our cloud product only at the moment. We will be bringing this to the UCP and VUCP, our on-premise offerings, a little bit later down the line, hopefully towards the end of this year. But it is available now on our iPECS cloud platform in a phase 1 mode. I'll come on to that and the details of what that includes in just a second. So this isn't a direct integration like some other offerings that you might be aware of, going down the direct Microsoft's call bundle or call plan route. This is making the most of the iPECS cloud system and all the features, so the customer can essentially retain that collaborative environment they're used to using with Microsoft Teams, but also incorporating the kind of wealth of features and benefits that come with the iPECS cloud as well. So this is true whether the customer is using the Teams client on their desktop, like I am at the moment, or they're roaming perhaps via Wi-Fi or 4G on their mobiles through the Teams app. So essentially, we've got the best of both worlds going on with collaboration features, the normal Teams environment, and obviously if someone then makes a call, a voice call through their extension, or perhaps they need to make an outbound call, I can make it from the client, and then it's pushed out through the cloud platform without having to use my hard phone or go anywhere else. That also uses the call bundles that we set you have on a user on the iPECS cloud, and also makes use of things like call stats and call recording bundles as well. So what do we get with the supported features? So as we know, as I've just mentioned, call recording and call analytics, a huge part of the kind of workspace at the moment, especially for people working remotely. Again, making use of our options on the cloud, whereas going down a more traditional Microsoft call plan or call bundle route tends to be quite expensive. They tend to have a cheaper point of entry, but then adding things on for like call statistics, call recording can actually be quite expensive through the Microsoft call plan route. So obviously making use of the user license on the cloud much more beneficial there. So all the kind of standard features that you'd expect. So I'll just run down them very quickly. Obviously making and receiving a call through the iPECS cloud, even though we're using the Teams client. We can put a call on hold. Transfer, so we are on screen transfer only. We will have a screen transfer option coming in what we're calling phase 2. I'll touch on that in just a second. D&D and call park, so we can park calls and pick up calls. And group call pickup with Hunt group membership as well. So if you want to include a Teams client as part of a Hunt group, which is quite popular at the moment, obviously again with people working remotely, that's an option there as well. So at the end of the day, it's kind of all about giving a customer as many options as possible, and obviously when you're presenting to your customers, having you being able to propose to them in the best way that kind of fits them the easiest, I guess. So if they're predominantly using Microsoft Teams, this might be a great option for them to use. Likewise, if they're still interested in the features of the iPECS cloud, but they still want that option for Teams collaboration as well, again, another good route to to the customer's needs there. So what do you need to set up this integration? So quite simple. So we have our standard monthly or lifetime license for the iPECS Cloud. Hopefully you're all aware of that. And then we have a specific iPECS2Teams bolt-on license. So like either your call recording or your call bundles, you just add this on. It's not a requirement to the monthly or lifetime license. But if you do want Teams integration, you just add this iPECS2Teams license on per user. And then you will also need a business voice license. So this isn't provided by us. This is purchased from Microsoft or one of their other vendors. And you want the no minutes plan. There is also a call plan version as well. The customer can use that. However, obviously all the calls are going to be routed through the iPECS Cloud. So essentially paying for a call plan license where they're not using the call plan part of it. So we would definitely recommend the no minutes plan for that. So when I mentioned phase 1 and phase 2 before, we are currently in what we're calling phase 1 of the iPECS2Teams integration. So what that means is we're only able to provide a soft phone environment at the moment. So whether that's a soft phone on a user's desktop or through the Teams app on the mobile, this will also require their own separate extension number. So if a user on the iPECS Cloud has a hard phone on their extension already, they will need a separate user license and a separate extension setup. So it can be a bit costly at the moment. If the customer really wants to push for some Teams integration, we can offer it. What we're hoping to do is move into phase 2 very shortly in the coming weeks with our upgrade to the cloud platform, essentially making the Teams integration what we call multi-client. So we can essentially attach the Teams integration along with perhaps your hard phone on your desk, all bundled into one extension and therefore one user license. So when we hit phase 2, you'll be able to have one user license, one iPECS2Teams license, and then the business call plan, and then that will suit you. That will also integrate with your hard phone, any other things like UCE and things like that, all tied to one single extension. Right, so hopefully that makes sense. That's it in terms of the slides. I'm just going to jump in and show you what it looks like on my client. This is a live environment, so if I get any chats or anything, please do excuse them. So this is just my standard Teams setup here. So when you do have the iPECS2Teams integration loaded onto your Teams account, your number will be displayed here, and you'll get this dial pad here. That's the best indication that your iPECS2Teams has loaded correctly and you're able to start making calls. So your DDI for your Teams extension will be displayed here. And then just as normal, you can either type or press the dial pad to make a call. So if I just do that for my mobile now, make a call. That'll start to ring like your normal video call. My mobile's now ringing, so I'll answer that. So just like your kind of Teams with a video call, you've got a couple of options that you can use. So we can put the call on hold. We can transfer. We'll eventually be able to consult, then transfer as well. If we're going through to an auto attendant, we can use the dial pad to navigate our way through there as well. We can also invite other people to the call just through our contacts list. And then once they're joined, we can see all the members of the call in this meeting box here. Then we've got 3 additional sections here. So we've got our speed dial. So this is probably where, if we're calling internally or contacts that we would call often, this is where we would have probably our main screen to action all these calls. So whether we're going through the video call route, which would obviously just utilize the normal Teams connection, or if we're making a voice call to a contact using the cloud platform. If we want to edit or add any contacts, so this is just picking up, as this is a test environment, this is a mix of my Teams contacts and the demo environment contacts that I have on my cloud extension. If I want to add, for example, a speed dial to load into my favorites, simply just search for them and it'll pick up whether they're a Teams extension contact or one from the directory perhaps. So I'm going to add Mark. It's recognized that he's on my Teams contact list, so it'll just add him here. Likewise, if you want to add a speed dial for an external number, for example, that's not recognized, you can do that here. Then get the option to personalize this. Then once we're added, we get the options to call here. So as you can see, this hasn't recognized it as a Teams contact, so I don't have the availability for a video call, but it was recognized that we can make an outbound call to that contact. You can also mix up the organizational chart. I've just left it as the default here, but we can add a new group. Say if I just wanted a contact for the whole sales team or the technical team, I can do that here and make this look a bit cleaner. And then contacts. So this is a list of our contacts here. So again, this is a mix of my Teams contacts and my contacts that I have on my test platform. So there's not very many here, but again, this can be incorporated through the directory and things like that. Or if you just want to add a contact for your own personal Teams extension, you can do that here. Again, like we did with the speed dial, search, numbers recognized, we can make a video call as well as a voice call, or we can just add an external number for a voice call. And then the last thing to show is probably just the history. So again, this shows a history both of all of your Teams calls, both voice and video. And we can check whether they were successful incoming, outgoing, and the duration of the call. Also set some callback or block options as well. So nice and simple, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. What I will point you towards is our iPECS quick start videos. So you might be aware of our YouTube channel for our normal Pragma videos. We also have a separate video channel called iPECS Quick Start, which is dedicated to end users. So you can feel free to send this link to an end user. There's no links back to Pragma or anything like that. It's all iPECS branded, all white labeled. And what we can do here is we have a wealth of videos showing how to use each of the products that we provide. So if I search for Teams in the playlists here, bring up a nice little 2.5-minute video of how to use the Teams client. So if you're not so confident in how to load this up yourself or to demo this, this is a nice little snappy video. Just goes through pretty much everything that I've just touched on. How the user makes a call, how they add groups, all the things that we've just talked about. And there's this for everything in terms of the cloud, so even down to assembling handsets and using the features of the handsets as well. So if you find this useful, just search for the iPECS Quick Start profile. And that was pretty much it. Was there any questions? I can't see any at the moment, but I'll just leave 30 seconds just in case there were any.